What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm reviewing a new show. It is Tia Mowry, my second act. This is season 1, episode 1, and let's get right into it. Let's see what Tia has to offer us, in the reality TV space. So we start this episode off with her getting her daughter ready to go to her daddy's house, and she talks a little bit about her background and how, of course, we all know her from Sister and the show The Game. And then she goes on to mention how, she was born a twin. So she's always had, somebody as her right hand, which is her sister. And she has gone through a 22-year relationship with her ex-husband, Corey. Now, as we all know, those two are divorced. It's been like a year and some change. And she is still trying to figure out who she is as a woman. And when she brought up the fact that she's a twin and how she was in a 22-year relationship, it really let me realize that Tia has never been alone. Okay? Corey seems like he is her first everything, and she has never lived outside of having a partner. So maybe her having her own freedom right now, it is a really good thing. I feel like she's in a space of self-discovery, and my only thing is that I feel like she could have done some of this discovery while still being married, but we're going to get there a little bit later. So she mentions the fact that she wished that she was closer to her sister, and of course that's the soundbite that has gone around the world because everybody's like, oh my gosh, the sisters don't talk to each other anymore. We always knew that Tia and Tamara, they weren't really sisterly, and, people done found clips and all types of foolishness. It really is just that they live two different lives, and that is definitely a fact. Tia, she still lives in LA. She's still very busy when it comes to her acting. She's always on social media. I personally think that Tia is more so still in Hollywood, while Tamara, she moved up to like Napa Valley. She has a winery with her husband, and she does act here and there, but it's not to like the extent of Tia. Tamara went to go live a real life. Okay, she went to go have a family, be a stay-at-home mom, and they just live two completely different lives, and that's okay. I would just hope that at some point, they can kind of be a little bit closer. Just because sisters should be kind of close. But nonetheless, she ends up dropping her daughter off to her daddy's house. And she gets on the phone with her friend Natasha. And she basically says that, she's kind of feeling away. And I'm just like, well, what is that feeling, Tia? Is it that you are missing your ex-husband? What's going on there, boo? So we are introduced to her friend Natasha because she ends up coming to set to see Tia. Now, they talk about the fact that Tia and Corey went viral, and we all saw that awkward hug that they gave each other when they were on the red carpet. Now, she is upset that, social media saw the video clip and created their own narratives. And people, they do that all the time, Tia. Like, please know, there are some crazy narratives about some other people, okay? Now, here's my thing, though, because she brought up the fact that, I go to this event all the time, and he never went, but he happened to go this year. Yeah, that's because Corey's actually working now. Not trying to be funny, but this is the most that Corey has been working. I would say within these past, 5-6 years, this is the most that Corey has probably worked. So yeah, he's getting invited all types of places now, Tia. No offense. So Tia goes on to talk about the fact that, she started to, I guess, be on Google 24/7 when they first announced that they were getting a divorce or whatever, and how, it kind of drove her a little insane in the midbrain, and she kind of threw herself back into work right after the divorce, and she didn't even really process what was really going on. And I'm just kind of like, well, Tia, could you please stop wasting all of our time and tell us what exactly did you get a divorce for? Because I'm just not following. Like, she literally sat there and cried, talking about she didn't realize that she had a choice to be happy. Girl, what? Like, this is really making it seem like whatever you and Corey went through was very tumultuous. Okay? Well, we gonna get there. Moving on. So we see Tia, she meets up with her, not meet up, but they're in her kitchen. It's her assistant, Sierra. They talk about this viral moment yet again. So Tia is basically saying that, when she saw Corey on the red carpet, she just wanted to turn around and go home. I'm just kind of like, well, damn, didn't you just drop your daughter off at his house? Are y'all even on speaking terms right now? Because then she was like, I could feel that he was uncomfortable, and I just kind of gave him a hug to let him know that it's okay. Question, are you and Corey okay? Like, are y'all on speaking terms right now? Are you dropping your daughter off, with the nanny that's at his house? I'm just confused. Now, one thing that I will point out about this show that I do like is the fact that Tia is doing like these personal videos that are filmed in the moment so that way she can express how she's feeling. For example, the first one was when she was at the house by herself. I guess Corey has the kids and she feels alone because baby, it's her in this big house and it's empty. So because she's alone, Tia decides, I'm going to invite my girlfriends over. And of course, one of her good friends is Essence Atkins. A lot of us, we remember her being on Smart Guy. She was in the movie Deliver Us from Eva. She was even on The Marlon Show. Like, Essence has been around for a while. We love her. She absolutely looks like she can be related to Tia. Actually, a couple of Tia's friends look like they can be related to Tia in some way, shape, or form. But nonetheless, she got her group of girls there, and they're having wine night. All right, so again, within this conversation, Tia is continuously beating around the bush of what exactly happened in her marriage. Okay? You have Essence Atkins out here giving advice, and Tia is like, well, I was tired of the facade. Pretty much, I'm known as the girl next door, the girl with the white picket fence, but at home, they weren't really good. And basically, for the public eye, she made it seem like things were good. But at home, it must have been a hot mess. But again, you're not telling us what exactly happened. Like, y'all, I'm really trying to like this show because I really do like Tia. But I need for her to spit it out and say what exactly happened between her and Corey. Like, she ain't saying what is the thing in the divorce, like what caused the divorce. Because her saying, I felt alone. My question is this. Did you feel alone because Corey was now booking work that was more consistent than what he used to be? Because let's call a thing here. I get it. When she met Corey, she was the star. Okay? She was on Sister Sister. She was that girl. And her career continued. However, Corey has absolutely been on a ton of things, but he's always been like a guest star, or he had a very small role. It has not been up until recently that Corey has been able to book consistent work on long projects. So I kind of feel like him being out the house, working consistently, there was a power dynamic that switched in their household. That's the vibe that is giving me. And Tia was always the breadwinner, and now things have changed. Now, back to this conversation with Essence, because the other two girls didn't even chime in. Tia, she admitted what I thought, that Corey was her first everything, and she's never dated. Now, it sounds like she's been on a couple bad dates. And next thing you know, her assistant, Sierra, she brings out this big old board. And it looks like they about to play a game of Operation or Guess Who, because there's a bunch of little random human parts. So this way, Tia can build a man. I mean, child, I guess this is definitely giving produced at this point. But we gonna play along. So she out here building this imaginary man, and who cares? Next thing you know, she has another private confessional video. Again, baby girl is lonely. Moving on. Alright, so we actually see Tia's friends get together and they talk about how, oh my gosh, Tia is so triggered ever since she saw Corey on the red carpet. What can we do to support her? So they're going to have a little shindig so that way they can cheer Tia up. Because yet again, baby girl is feeling all alone. So she gets a phone call from Sierra, and basically Sierra's like, well, Glam is coming over, so you can go ahead and let them in the door, because you are getting out of this rut, okay? You got to get out the house. Well, not exactly out the house, because next thing you know, Sierra and Terrell, who we all know he has a huge YouTube platform, he's helping out with this party that they're throwing for Tia. Now, while they're getting the party set up, Tia over there stressed out over some Google alerts because a picture popped up with her and her manager hugging. And of course, the public, they drew their own conclusion, saying that she was hugged up with a new man. Now, I ain't never seen this photo before. I ain't never heard no mention of Tia and a new man. So I'm just like, Tia, was this for the show? Because I ain't never seen this. So the people start to arrive. Terrell is, being a hostess with the mostest. I'm just like, Terrell, get out these old people business. And not that Tia and her friends are old. Not at all. But Terrell is definitely under the age of 30. And Tia and her friends, next number is 50. I'm just like, Terrell, where the young people at? All right, y'all. So the party's going on. Tia's having a good time. She cracking up left and right. And everybody goes to sit down. They still chit-chatting. And here goes Sierra. All right, so Sierra goes to go get this lady named Taz, who is a medium. She's a life coach. Baby girl had 15 other jobs listed, according to Sierra. But nonetheless, Lil Mama, she does a reading for Tia. Basically, at first she was joking, saying that, oh yeah, she could possibly find a new man and have another child. Baby, it must be a stepchild, because how old is Tia, y'all? Like, girl, you gotta be about to hit menopause. Let's stop playing. Nonetheless, I mean, I get it. Women, they can absolutely have babies later in life, but who really wants to do that? Nonetheless, she goes on to say how Tia is basically surrounded by her ancestors, and how her grandmother, she is telling this woman that Tia basically knew early on in the marriage that this was a bad idea, but she was trying to make it work because they had started a family. But now Tia is at a rebirth place in her life. Now, according to the medium, Tia is going to meet another man. Well, she didn't say a man. She said she going to meet somebody. And that person is going to check off all the boxes, because Tia will no longer be settling. I said, oh, so now she's settled for Corey. Well, that's because she actually went into the relationship just for love. Because y'all remember, he was just what? Like a background person or an extra? No, but he might have been bumped up and had a few lines on Sister Sister. But he definitely was not a household name like Tia Mowry. So I guess she did settle in the past. Now, honestly, you guys, this is where things got a little annoying for me when it came to Sierra. Because it's bad enough that Sierra, she seems to think that she is so, what's the word I want to use? So influential on Tia's life and her well-being. But when she decided to go get that wedding dress, I'm just like, girl, I know that happens at, some people's divorce parties. But if that conversation was not had with you about Tia wanting to burn that dress, don't go all up and through her closet to go search for it in the back of the closet, because I'm pretty sure that's where it was, for you to bring it out here thinking that she was going to burn it. Girl, go sit down somewhere. So Tia goes on to explain how, the wedding, it was a beautiful day for her. And at the end of the day, she doesn't look at her 14-year marriage as like, this is being like the end all, and it's the worst thing that ever happened to her. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't look at it as death or anything. So the medium is like, oh, that's a good thing, because that seems like now you've healed from a certain part of the situation. Now, baby, Natasha, I like her. You can tell that at that point, after this whole little idea of burning that dress, she wasn't feeling Sierra, because the way she was talking in that confessional, it was definitely given Sierra took it too far. Why would you go in that closet to go get that dress? They didn't even have that type of situation for Tia to come with that type of energy to burn the dress. That's why I keep saying, what exactly happened between Tia and Corey? Because for a person to want to burn the dress, you must have really felt like it was a horrible marriage, okay? And you was glad to get out of it. But that's not even the place that Tia is in. And it's clear that Natasha knows that. All right, so now the ladies, they are going around the room and burning cards that say what they're releasing. And Tia said that she's releasing the fear of the unknown. And that was pretty much episode 1. Now, one thing that I do want to add before I close this out is shout out to TT Francis, aka Tahira Francis. We all know her from Growing Up Hip Hop. She is Peppa's niece, and I love that she is in her producer bag because she's one of the producers of this show. So shout out to her. But yeah, that was episode 1. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. What do y'all think really went down between Tia and Corey? Because baby, we still don't know. Will you guys be tuning in for the rest of the season? Let me know in the comments. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.